Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, if we can possibly get it, it might be one of the biggest fights of next year. One of the biggest fights. Next year's going to start off pretty good though. So but one of the biggest fights, and that will be between Canelo Alvarez, some people's face of boxing for the last about 4 or 5 years, against the living legend in Terence Bud Crawford, 2 division undisputed. Let's be real, he should have been 3 division undisputed if he would have been, if he would have talked about the lightweight division before he left. And actually, if he would have had that fight with Jamel Charlo, it probably would have been 4 division undisputed at 154. But now he's getting on up there in age. But definitely 2 division undisputed, still undefeated. Still hasn't really been in a close fight. His closest fight has been his last fight at 37 years old in his 4th weight division with Madrimov. And we're going to see how good Madrimov is going forward. So, Bud Crawford is a living legend. Canelo is not one for me, but for you guys for sure, because he's had about 65 fights and he's been fighting for a while. I have my issues with Canelo, but he's been fighting for a while and he's a good fighter. So I'm gonna just say that. But we'll just keep it moving. Tim Bradley, Mister, I had that crazy fight with Provatnikov fight. Anybody ever seen that? If you want to laugh and have a good time, go get your drink on and go watch Tim Bradley versus Provatnikov. He went in there and acted damn fool trying to fight Provatnikov because the white fans, racist fans, was mad at him because he got a win over Manny Pacquiao. So he went in there and tried to stand in the pocket with crazy ass Provatnikov, and still don't got no brain cells because of it. Now Tim Bradley is a commentator, and he used to be called. How can you say it? Damn it, coon. Brothers would call him a coon. Basically catering to non-black people's agendas and stuff because he was on ESPN, which basically this probably was his job. Now that he can speak openly, people are realizing that that's not what the man is. I didn't think he was then. I think he just disagrees. Similar to Paulie Malignaggi, who is called racist because he stands to certain things. And you might disagree, like when he said that boxing is being taken over by Eastern Europeans. I've explained that on several occasions. Damn it, if it was heavyweight, it was the Klitschko's, Povetkin and them boys, and then cruiserweight was Usyk, Bridas, Gassiev and them boys, and then light heavyweight was Beterbiev and Bivol even back then. And them boys. So, and then you had the Golovkins, the Lomachinkos, and the Darienchinkos, and the the one in the welterweight division, junior welterweight division, looked like small Vitaly Klitschko that only Bradley beat, not Bradley, but Terence Crawford beat back in the day. You had a lot of good fighters for Eastern Europeans, so he didn't mean that. But at the end of the day, he had a point there. Right at that time, but I've seen him stand up for other things. Like who says in Daylight that Demetrius Andrade is one of the most tragical stories, tragic stories in boxing, or who says that Canelo is avoiding fighters. People don't say that on national TV, but Paulie does. So what I'm trying to say, if you're a coon or a racist, you don't say things like that. So I just think that we just disagree with these guys from time to time. But your boy Tim Bradley has come out and said, after further review, he thinks that Terence Crawford, if they fight in May with Canelo Alvarez, is going to beat the brakes off Canelo Alvarez. Right? He thinks he's going to beat the brakes off of him. Now, we all know that that would be his 5th weight division, but weight classes going from lightweight. You're talking about lightweight, junior welter, junior middle. That'd be like his 6th weight division going up there messing with Canelo, and Canelo is a hard puncher. That's gonna be a whole lot to do, if you're going up there like that. But this is the fight that Terence Crawford wants, and Canelo about to oblige him, and what we're hearing that it might be on. Turkey Allergy is making these fights. Let's see what happens. But Tim Bradley thinks that your boy Terence Crawford is gonna beat the brakes off Canelo Alvarez. Now, Fox News of boxing is boxing 24/7. I done told y'all on several occasions. Just ridiculous. I don't even know how they get some of this stuff published. Of course, they're outraged that he would say something like this. They say that he's didn't look good against in his last fight against Madrimov, and that was only at 154. He's smaller, weaker, and older than Canelo, and it's no chance basically. Well, remember that if something goes down, right? Because he's older than Canelo, smaller, and weaker. Yeah, we all know that. But there's gonna be Tim Bradley ain't gonna be the only one thinking that your boy can beat Canelo. Tim Bradley's not gonna be the only one going up, leading up to the fight. The closer we get, the more people gonna get scared. Okay, watch, you see. It's gonna be a whole lot of people that's gonna think that Terence Crawford is possible to do that because people think Terence Crawford is awesome because he is, right? And Canelo, let's go down his resume, shall we? I don't have anything in front of me. I don't roll like that. I just talk from the dome most of the time, right? But you tell me 5 fighters that Canelo has fought that you thought had more of a chance of beating Canelo than this little bitty old weak Terence Crawford. Don't worry, I'll wait, right? Don't count Bivol because when he signed to fight Bivol, he was fighting Bivol so he didn't have to fight Benavidez or Beterbiev or David Morrell. That's why he was fighting Bivol, right? Or Demetrius Andrade to a lesser extent, right? Now we know Bivol, right? So you might want to count Mayweather, right? Can you count Lara maybe? But you didn't think that at the time, but maybe Lara, and then it stops because you didn't think that Amir Khan was better than had a better chance than Crawford. You didn't think Munguia had a better chance than Crawford. You didn't think Belanga had a better chance than Crawford. You didn't think that damn Callum Smith or Roy Fielding or Yildirim, right, or any of that. Maybe Caleb Plant, right? Billy Joe Saunders to a lesser extent. It gets really weak, and when you're going down, we can go way back. Kirkland, Shane Mosley, Cotto, all of that stuff. Well, what? Nothing. So at the end of the day, the ones that we would have thought had better chance to beat Canelo at the time that they should have fought would have been Demetrius Andrade. That would have been one. David Morrell. That would have been one. David Benavidez. That would have been one. A rematch with Bivol. That would have been one. Other than that, Terence Crawford, hands down, no other 3 that he had fought, and he done fought 65 damn times. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm talking about, now I ain't talking about Crawford that just moved up to welterweight and started beating up them welterweights and knocking every one of them out. I'm talking about the old one right now, this guy. So that's what I'm saying. So yeah, that's what Tim Bradley might be right here. He has a damn good reason to think that because here's the difference between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. There is no one throughout his career, no matter what division you're looking at, then it's like, hey, there's somebody in that division talking about if he would have stayed here, I would have beat his butt. Nobody. Nobody at lightweight, nobody at junior welter, nobody at welter. Right? 154, he just got there. Of course, some people are feeling froggy up there. At Canelo's, every single weight, there was somebody there that we thought was better than him. At 154, we thought both Charlos were, and definitely Demetrius Andrade. At 160, we definitely thought Demetrius Andrade was, and Jamal Charlo. At 168, we know David Morrell and David Benavidez is. And don't think I forgot about you, Fox News of Boxing, Boxing 24. Do you know what they've said? They called the David Morrell versus David Benavidez fight useless, meaningless now. They put it in the title, and that was published. David Morrell versus David Benavidez is the biggest fight for next year so far. And in terms of meaning and everything else, because what we mean is those are 2 people that were Canelo Alvarez's mandatory for over 2 years, and it put boxing on blast because the sanctioning bodies didn't force Canelo to fight him, and now they got to move up to the next division to fight. They were there, mandatories for Canelo, and they let Canelo keep those belts, and he wasn't going to fight neither one of them, and still was allowed to keep his belts. That's why they're fighting up there and for no belts. But at least they're fighting each other, which is most props to both of them. That's not meaningless. That's the kind of people we got out writing articles about boxing. It's ridiculous. Anyway, Tim Bradley has a point here. Do y'all think that your boy Terence, the living legend Crawford, is going to beat the brakes off of Canelo, face of boxing Alvarez? Holla. Doma Sports Talk, worldwide. And I'm about here, y'all.